All right, here's a brief insight into our session with Josh Dunkley, the Lions and Western Bulldogs premiership winning star, and probably one of the best two-way midfielders in the comp. So here's our energisers, just a lot of footwork, so you can see there, backing over the hurdles with double feet combos, and then just a quick switch, get the hip square, and then catch the footy. The other participant is Caelan Murray, a young Sunshine Coast star. Now we've just changed the activity to a little bit of jumping, okay, then a side shuffle, and then we finish with a jump and then a weave through the markers. So all these things are just priming our athletes ready to go, so they're ready to kick and perform all the dynamic movements of AFL football, okay? So everything specific and designed intentionally for these athletes. So you can see here Josh has increased the intensity a bit, okay, jumping, small feet through the markers, really good little warm-up activity or energizer, okay? So just watch Caelan here. Quite powerful, boom, and then he goes. So the next thing we look at is just to get those neural pathways firing is the handball, so getting a touch on the footy whilst moving. And you can see this is just a bit of a shuffle and move, getting a little bit of fatigue in the legs as well, just so they're ready to go for their kicking and more dynamic movements coming up, okay? So then we'll change the way they're going, and we've lengthened the handball a little bit more, all right? So you could do this just for 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, as long as you want, but it doesn't look that fatiguing, but it can be if they're moving at these speeds. So after this, then we think, all right, we've got to get some ground balls in. So you can see here, ground ball, and Josh is going to do the same pattern each time. So he goes to the orange poles, and then he finishes at the yellow poles. And we're going to do 2 rounds. So you can see, back into it, orange, okay, back to the marker. Now he's going orange again. Back to the marker, and then he's going to finish at yellow, a little step around and give, okay? Caelan's turn, and then as a coach, we're thinking about what teaching cues can we give. So we want to get nice and low, drop our centre of gravity, spend time over the football, get our knuckles to the grass, and get a really nice, clean handball back. So now you can see Josh is moving even a bit quicker, getting close to those game speeds, but also practicing not just handballing straight, okay, and that's why we do a lot of this stuff. Now we're doing some ground balls. You can see there Josh's marker's a little bit closer, but we're just having a little bit of pressure on from the back. After we've done all that, then we're just doing some technique work on our kicking while they recover from that. So here's a pause drill. Okay, pause, and we're just breaking it down to get that hand connection and hand action on the footy. So just showing Josh where to get the football to. After that, legs warmed up even more. Now we're just getting it, just doing our half turn, and we're kicking the ball about 15 to 20 metres here. Very windy conditions at Fisherman's Road on Maroochydore. Now we're opening up the session. We've got our diamond colour call. So you can see here both players have got a similar diamond set up with 4 different colours. Josh Dunkley's up this end. Okay, coach calls out the colour, yellow, white, drive your legs and hit the ball, okay? And you can see that was a little bit of an inside-out kick on the right foot. We weren't focusing on kicking on the left foot here today. That was for later on in the session. So again here, okay, white, and then purple, and then a little bit more of a kick around the body, okay? Josh was kicking into a real stiff breeze here, so he's done a pretty good job. And also he's changed his technique considerably over the last few days, so to be kicking with this accuracy with a new technique is fantastic from Josh. Look at the win there and the impact it had on that ball. Caelan up the other end, he's kicking fluently as well, but we've just got some certain cues that we work on it with Caelan, and we keep our cues consistent and we make sure that the athlete's not overloaded, okay? Now the athletes are doing the same, but just getting the ball on the boot a bit quicker. We've swapped ends as well, and you can see they're driving out of that diamond a bit more, okay? So getting a bit more leg drive and things like that. So always changing the constraints, changing the ends, maybe put a clock on them or make them drive their legs out a little bit more, depending on what the purpose and the aim of the drill is. Okay, but here is just a real purpose of looking at their technique and things like that. Slight change in drill. Now we've just got 3 colours in a horizontal line. You can call any one you want. Okay, that one was just, there was 3 options. Now we've got our gate challenge. Okay, so it was first to 5. That's a miss from Caelan. And you can see Josh here. Okay, he's kicking the ball beautifully. That is a point through the gates. Again, just introducing some competitiveness to training will just up the intensity and a little bit of fun as well. Okay, again, windy conditions, both players doing a pretty good job over the 15 to 20 metre target there. Our gates, they're about 2.5, 3 metres apart, so it's not a big target. If you're doing this with juniors, you might want to make that target or those gates even wider. Okay, now we've changed the gate drill. You can see now the players are reacting to a colour and they're coming around the outside, so their body isn't necessarily as straight. Okay, so this one you'll see Josh go to the yellow and he's going to kick around his body just slightly and try to get it through the gates where Kalen is standing. Again, do it first to 5, first to 10, whatever you want. Keep it competitive. That'll make the athletes focus even more. And again, it creates a bit of fun and a competitive environment. And that's what we want at training. We don't want our athletes just going through the motions. We want to test them under a bit of pressure, okay, and see how they respond. Now we've got our inside 50 entries, and we did all different varieties here. We're just showing you one where he's just got his back to the game, turns and faces the game and hits a leading Kalen. A lot of the kicks we did were stationary, so now we added a moving target. Then we always finish off with some set shots. Now Josh has changed his action considerably, so we're working on them a lot. And then we went on to some running kicks with some pressure here. So this drill is called Catch Me If You Can. Obviously the player just holds the ball lightly. As soon as that player from behind catches, you chase them, and it's just getting them used to hearing the footsteps and having a little bit of pressure from behind. So you can see Josh there driving his legs, and Kalen nearly got to him. So a great drill to practice goal kicking under pressure. And I'll stress again, it was blowing a gale at Fisherman's Road. So you can see the singlets there. These boys are kicking the ball pretty well in these conditions. You can see Josh has slotted that one beautifully. So they enjoyed this drill. We did a few of these, and you can see it just increases the intensity. Josh is driving his legs out of there. After this one, then we thought we're just going to do some snaps. So we said to Kalen, have a crack there, and then we'll break it down and do some snaps under pressure from the sideline. And again, this is creating an environment where you can't settle. It's just a couple of steps, and then bang. Okay, and this is a really specific drill that most footballers should be doing just to practice the craft of snap kicking. So fun drill again, keep it competitive, keep a score, and obviously we're adding the constraint of just the roll ball here makes it even a little bit harder again. You've got to be clean, set your grip, and then hit the kick. Again, you could focus on just a set shot, snapshot, but for the focus of this drill, it was just a quick snap under a little bit of pressure from behind. So, really good job from the boys. You can see the session is winding up. This is we went for about 90 minutes to 120 minutes here, and there were some other things we did as well, just trying to capture and give you guys as much of an insight into our sessions as possible. Okay. Then Josh just wanted to focus on his technique again and really getting that hand action on the ball, just to recap what we went over. So we went over the main teaching cues there, and then we came up with a focus for our session on Saturday. So hope you enjoyed that again. Comment below, subscribe, do whatever you can, because we want to keep creating as many of these videos for you as possible. We hope you enjoy, and peace.